Welcome everybody to a nice little walk and talk. And before I get into how so many people right now are making these two tragedies into, in my opinion, a political nightmare, from Beto O'Rourke, who they just keep trying to push, talking about how, of course, Trump's racist, and Jerry Nadler implying like this is because of like Nazi-like rhetoric. Don't worry, baby. We're gonna walk in the shade. We're gonna go take a trail walk. Come on, come on. Anyway, before we get there, I want to talk about the Dayton shooting a little bit because some more has come out about it. So apparently now, we have this person who should have been flagged, who had made a list in high school of people to kill and people to rape. Let me repeat that. In high school, he made this list. He seems like, that's one of the many things we're going to learn about this guy. Now, at 7 p.m., he drives his sister and her, I guess they're calling him her companion. I don't know whether it was her boyfriend or what was going on, to, this popular little strip. And if you've seen the surveillance videos that we showed you like stills of and a little bit of yesterday, there's no doubt that this event is 100% genuine, and that there's, again, the cops now stopped it. They're timing it. I said less than a minute. It looks like they actually got it done in less than 30 seconds, which is just stellar work by them. So anyway, he comes back around, I don't know, late night, I guess. And late night, pretty sick, shows up in full body armor, sees them, and she's one of the first people that he kills in this, again, less than a minute, blink of an eye. And he was shot too, however, he's going to survive. So, again, complete tragedy, utterly disgusting. But you know what I'm not talking about? I'm not talking about liberals or conservatives. I'm not talking about the right versus left. I'm not playing identity politics, because I don't know if anybody else noticed, but, yeah. All sorts of people died. Every color, every race, children, seeing black, white, Hispanic, moms, dads, brothers, sisters. 22 dead over in El Paso. I think, again, I've got some questions about that event. Go watch my El Paso video if you want to get my full take on that so far. But as far as this, Dayton situation, come on. We're going to try to play politics with this kid? With any of them? With Jerry Nadler, Nadler, who helped lead the Russiagate hoax, has people like my mom and my sister believing that Donald Trump is an agent of Putin, with utter bullshit, just total nonsense, total hack partisanry. And he's talking about the rhetoric now is what's causing this, and it's like the 1930s. Give me a break. Before Trump got in office, it was just the guns, but now it's rhetoric. And to me, this kind of lines up a little bit dramatically with the fact that, the one guy is supposedly a QAnon believer, and that document leaks earlier in the week. A lot of people are like, that's not a real document. I'm like, yeah, it's a real document. What are you doing, baby? You smelling something? She's smelling animals. We're on a nice little beautiful walk, huh? You like it here? I like it here because let me tell you, it allows me to really get into nature and get away from all the nonsense. In fact, you know what? Let's stand over here by the water. It's so gorgeous. But yeah, Beto O'Rourke, who, I don't think they believe that he can win the presidency. That's not what he's about. I think that with Beto, they want to get him into the final 10 or the final 5 and continue to push him and try to get him a Congress seat again, and maybe try to push him for Senate again. But he ain't winning Senate in Texas, so maybe they move him around. I don't know. But with him, faking how, how upset he was, etc., playing the hackery, and I think he said, Jesus Christ, of course he's racist. Look, Donald Trump is a lot of things. A racist is not one of them. He sees one thing, in my opinion, at least as a businessman, and that was green. And he was willing to work with anybody. He worked with Don King for years, for ages, promoting fights. I'm sure that he's had sexual relationships with black women before, and I've had people be like, "Oh, Jason, you're a racist for even saying that. He fetishizes it. He thinks he's in control." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" The idea that the guy doesn't care about anybody but white people is a myth that continues to be perpetrated to me by the media to just try to divide people with misinformation. Come on, Carm. I know you were having a nice little rest. You want to sit on the stool? All right, let's sit over here then. I don't want to get too much chance of a poison ivy, but we'll sit on this stump and finish the walk and talk. So yeah, my dog's tired. So, back to what I'm saying. I've seen no evidence the guy's a racist. Wanting a wall, wanting comprehensive immigration reform, punishing criminals, I don't think that's bad. Now, on the one hand, even with a wall, seeing as our Central Intelligence Agency is really responsible for the majority of the drug running in this country, caught in the 80s, Iran-Contra scandal, real deal. I don't know what it does to actually stop narcotics traffic. Notice how it's real hush-hush about that, 20 tons? 15,000 kilos of pure cocaine found in that JP Morgan spot? Come on. In that cargo ship? Linked to all sorts of prominent people. Who do you really think runs the drugs? You think it's El Chapo? No, El Chapo's like a merc for hire. He's a middleman that worked his way up to his own little branch of the cartel, and eventually he had his piece taken from him, probably because he fucked the wrong intelligence agencies. Or they just cut a different deal with somebody else. Escobar's son is going all over media and saying, "Hey, yeah, my dad absolutely worked with the Central Intelligence Agency." And no one seems to want to talk about that. They don't care that Barry Seal, also a DEA agent, had these C-130s with government tail numbers. He got caught running cocaine, and then they made him out to be like, "Well, he's the guy that got us Escobar. He's the dude." I'm like, really? And then that's all, hush hush. Meanwhile, people like Dennis Hopsicker have done great work on things like Barry and the Boys, where you can see this network, and it's an older network. It's a network that's been around since JFK and the assassination there, believe the hype, and into the 1980s and the cocaine running. And remember, that's a complex operation, the Iran-Contra affair. Let's just review it for a second. So the Contras, many of whom have been thought to be trained at a base in Mena, Arkansas, by the way, but there's no doubt that at least some of the drugs were being flown into Mena, Arkansas and Florida from South America. Now, the payment of the guns to those people for the drugs came from arms deals made by Adnan Khashoggi over in Poland and Czechoslovakia with the Israeli Mossad and agents there, who then shipped them down to South America. So everybody's got plausible deniability, and to this day, that network maintains a huge amount of power. Isn't that right, Karma? Karma, huge amount of power? Yeah, that's right. Never been brought to justice. Same network that brings us 9/11 through, the shadow government, the continuity of government programs. In fact, the National Programs Office. Look into that. Look into the 80s and how Dick Cheney and his cronies revamped the entire continuity of government, aka emergency government, aka shadow government, through the National Programs Office. Cheney and the boys, and his little cohorts of neocons and pro-Zionists who want total domination in the Eurasian region are very, very real and very, very structured. So with that being said, guys, we should be looking at real enemies and not politicizing, tragedies like this one, trying to call everybody a racist and a bigot and getting people to divide each other yet again through this left-right false paradigm that doesn't fucking exist. It doesn't exist. And believe me, there are authoritarians, there are globalists out there that do want to disarm the populace, and that is very dangerous. And I'm as frightened as many of you are that this Dayton, person was able to take that many lives in such a short period of time with tremendous response from law enforcement. But But I'll tell you this, I'm super impressed with that department, how quickly they put out information, how quickly they got the video feed to people, leaving no question what actually occurred there. So guys, I do these videos, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. We do, 1 or 2 walk and talks, me and Karma, right, Karma baby? That's right. We do deep dives. I've been diving into the Virginia Guthrie Roberts documents. I don't know what I'm finding yet. There hasn't been a lot of revelations. Virginia Guthrie Roberts versus Ghislaine Maxwell. So we're going to be doing deep dives into that. Guys, there's 37 thumbs up and 134 people watching. Why don't we thumb it up before I go? I'd really appreciate that because I need you to like this. I need you to share it. I need you to subscribe. Keep me alive on YouTube. And if you can, I've got a GoFundMe. We're about halfway through the GoFundMe and about halfway through the month. So we're a little bit more than that. We got some ground to gain. But hey, I'm trying to do it real. I'm trying to bring you the truth because it's never been about left or right. And it's always been about right and wrong. I'll see you guys on the flip side.